I thought I heard the old man say, leave her, Johnny, leave her.
We joined 3 lighthouse keepers in 1900 who have just taken up their watch on the Flannan Island lighthouse, which is super remote. And we kind of know from the beginning of the play that something has happened to them.
Wickies is about 3 lighthouse keepers who were stationed on a lighthouse in the Outer Hebrides, and one day in December 1900 they completely disappeared. They just vanished as if in thin air, and till this day it's an enduring Scottish mystery as to what happened to these men.
And it was under very mysterious circumstances, and the play kind of explores what those circumstances were and what the different kind of things that could have happened. It could have been supernatural, it could have been foul play, it could have been the elements, waves and wind and stuff that killed the men. We don't know. All we know is they went, we don't know for sure, but they went missing, and yeah, we explored that.
And eventually we find out what happened to them, maybe.
Yeah, the more Scottish voices on all stages, the better, you know, particularly in London. Because we're such great storytellers, we've got such a great history of storytelling, you know. And yeah, and there's music as well. We've got such a strong musical history. All these great folk songs, and go back to music hall and stuff like that. Scotland's always been the kind of spearhead in a lot of these things. So yeah, it's just great to really be on the stage telling a great Scottish story and just really bringing a kind of authenticity that maybe southern audiences might not have saw or heard before, you know. So.
No grog allowed and rotten grub, and it's time for us to leave her.
I didn't really know any great detail, but now I'm a bit obsessed, honestly, because I love a good kind of mystery, kind of like anything that has a bit of suspense. I love. So yeah, but I knew little bits and pieces just because it's a very famous Scottish story. It's one of those ones your gran sits you down and kind of puts you over a knee and tells you about.
So the park's actually a really nice space for us because the audience are on 3 sides and it's not huge, but also your audience are nice and close to you. So it's a kind of perfect storytelling space. Our wonderful set designer Zoe has designed a set for us that's got a back wall and a circular stage. So we get that feeling of the circular lighthouse and them all being crammed in there. And most of the scenes take place. There are a few moments that we go outside, but we mostly are in this one kitchen. So it does have that feel of being trapped in there. Lots of weather, lots of sound and light will play a big part in the storytelling as well. It's a very atmospheric play. And I think it's also the way that the men interact with each other. There is that feeling of not quite being able to escape and also having to find ways to adjust to each other and find ways to get on because you don't really have any choice.
I think you'd be very happy to see this play if you like theatre because, again, it's something to do with the large theatre. I love a small space. I love to watch theatre. I mean, I love all theatre, but there's something about the intimacy of that small space where you can be, the audience is not, you know, however many 100 feet back in the stalls, they're right there with it.
You can tell straight away as an actor that it just flows great. It's really well written. He's a really great writer. And I thought straight away it's an actor's script, you know, it's just really 3 great, strong roles. Well, more than 3, but three actors playing them, several roles. And yeah, it was just one of them, you're like, yeah, I really want to do this. I really want to get my teeth kind of sunk into it. Like, could you just get to stretch your range and, yeah, really fly, you know, which you don't get to do a lot in, you know, different jobs, TV and film, but in stage, like, I kind of love the magic of theatre, you know, you can just put on a cloak and go, the year was 1900, and the audience will go with you.
So I played Donald, and he's kind of right in between the middle of James and Thomas, a little bit jaded, a little bit disgruntled by the life of the lighthouse keeper. I think it's the perfect job for him because he's very stoic and likes to be on his own, doesn't really like to engage in kind of the other world, but it is also ultimately his undoing. He's obviously got a lot of issues, a lot of things going on in his head, and Yeah, Thomas really awakens that. And yeah, he's brilliant to play because he's very different to me, really.
Three guys sort of alone with only each other for company and kind of locked up in this quite relatively very small space. It's just quite a big theme, you know what I mean? It's like it's exciting from that point of view, and I really like the part of James Ducat.
It's a roller coaster of a journey, you know. If you want to feel every emotion, you know what I mean. If you want to be scared, if you want to laugh, if you want to cry, if you love music, and yeah, if you just love a good human story, then which is kind of rooted in real kind of authentic working men, then this is the one for you.
He would blow ye down with a spike or a curse.
And it's time for us to leave her. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. Oh, leave her, Johnny, leave her. For the voyage is long and the winds don't blow, and it's time for us to leave her.